Yes. Yes, 2 times. Y'all know the vibes, right? She go, ooh la la. We go, ooh la la. Okay. Okay. Ooh la la. Looking for Ams like I lost a friend. Hop out of the bed like, where's the bread? What it do, people? You're now tuned in. PopaVisT. PopaVisT TV. That's my show. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, thank you. Please come on in. Over here, we deal with sports, hip-hop, interviews, PopaVisms 101, and motivation. If that sound like something you can rock with, then before you exit and hit stage left, kindly go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit that notification bell. So when I upload the videos, you get alerted. Yeah. And if it's not your first time, y'all like, yeah, thought you wasn't setting yourself on fire and doing all that bubblegum shit. I'm not. But you already know how I do. You already know how I start the show. Tony, there was no other way. We ain't in the end game now. We is in the end game. Because it's still my B-Day and my motherfucking B-Day weekend. Yeah, kid. Scorpios, we the best. Little shot glass, little present I got. You know what I mean? Yeah, kid. That feeling. But we also in the end game, because you see the thumbnail, you know what I mean? And it's Halloween night, you know what I mean? You see the little mask. I was being funny, but I'm not. See the purge mask. And last year around this time, like I said, we coming up on the Uno, you know what I mean? Like Uno year. And it's been fun. It's been discovering. It's been a lot of things. And, you know, I remember doing the video, you know what I mean, with the purge mask and election time and all that. And election is Tuesday as well. You know what I mean? As far as New York City, what side of the coin are you falling on? You know what I mean? When it comes to certain issues. If you even vote and if you even care. And I was saying, then, no matter what side of the coin you fell on back then, your future determines on what you do. You know what I mean? And so you fast forward now and you see, you know, early Saturday morning, late Sunday morning, Sunday fun day, you know, Alberto Martinez, a.k.a. Alpo, you know what I mean, was allegedly, then reportedly came out that he was gunned down in Harlem, you know what I mean, up on 7th Avenue around 151st, around 152nd Street, over there by the precinct, ironically, you know what I mean? Like, so, you know, for me, it's Sunday fun day, like, you know what I mean? Make no mistake about it. I actually got a few calls, you know what I mean? I was surprised from some of the people, you know, that called and asked that I hear about it. So, you know, I wasn't on YouTube. You know, today is a sports day for me, like strictly football, sports. Don't bother me. Don't hit that bat line, like, you know what I mean? And so I was surprised when I was seeing the little texts pop up and the messages and just the energy that came with it. So, you know, here it goes. Here's my thoughts. Here's my response. If you know, if you've been following, you know what I mean, then you know. If you still new and you ain't checked out yet, then you probably got to go see the other video. But I spoke on, this briefly on, things that we can learn from, the streets not loving us, even being involved in the streets. Everybody is, not held to the same standard. Everybody doesn't operate on the same manual and same type of time that you may be operating on. And so, I just was saying that when you move, when you've been through the storm, like a Buster reference, and you blessed to still have life, to still be able to make amends for some things that you may have done in the past. And you should take full advantage and the opportunity to do so, because you never know when it's going to be your turn to be out of here. And I know I make, reference to that, and I be saying it plainly, but I really don't be. When I quote KRS-One, where do you ever think about when you out of here? Record deal and video out of here, Mercedes-Benz and Range Rover out of here, like the street life and the props and the stuff that comes with, some of the things that takes place in the streets. When that's gone and there's nobody else to call on. You know what I mean? Like, some people is joyful, like even reading the story, and, I understand, why, and even one of the people that called me, they was in the feds, they did time in the feds. As y'all know, I'm not an angel. I never did fed time though. So, when you hear, the slight differences or the extreme differences from the state and the federal, prison systems for those of us that have to, travel through those doors at one point in time or another. He like in there, it's New York, and then there's everybody else. And, I'm a native, New Yorker, I'm on that New York, like the Buster shit. And he like, you either in the whip or you not. It don't really matter or anything else. And it's a different dynamic there than it is in the States. You could be new, you could be neutral, you could be mother, you could be, down with this, or, and still move through your bid, the way you're going to move through it. He like, in there, it's not that, And so he like, there's a lot of, problems that arise because he's from Harlem and, the history and, just even moving the way he was moving, again, with, being brass and, the Movado. Even myself as a person, that's outside all the time, ran into him, on like 4 different occasions during the people I was with or the place that I was at. Even like 3 in the morning. They say he was out. This happened at like 3 in the morning. And I'm thinking, damn, you home, you make it through, you are who you are. And I get wanting to capitalize off of the track record, because a lot of this shit, the hip hop, the culture, I did a video on this on Mob Style, Harlem, 132nd. I did a video on, how they put the album cover with the break and the scale and, real street niggas, but then try to transition to the rap game and, monkey see, monkey do, the culture and how things evolve, the Dapper Dans, the cars, you've seen the Paid in Full movie and even from AZ's own mouth and, admission, the movie was watered down. You know what I'm saying? One of the people that I spoke to today, they 17, they in the teens, and they, heard about it, they're not even in New York. And it's just like, you're the first person I, thought about, and woo, and So it transitions bigger than just being in Harlem. It definitely has, weaved itself into the culture as a whole, in my opinion, on a lot of levels. So it's just bigger than what it is. But, the point is, when you make it through, like, again, when you make it through the storm, could have made amends, could have, took another route. But he didn't do that. Came home, they say he was supposed to be waiting for an identity change or a cover-up since 2015. We 7 years later. And then in 19, he popped up and, like I said, I seen him, et cetera. And so it wasn't the low route. It wasn't the, I'm sorry for what I did, at least in some regrets, and try to not say fix the situation, but just not move the way he was moving. So, when I heard, like I said, I'm watching the games and shit. wasn't really shocked and amazed. You know what I mean? Not joyous like, you know, there was the story I read or even the person that called. You know what I mean? I'm not invested like that. You know what I mean? And even when it comes to death, one, I'm not going to, you know, wish more bad on the death. And, you know, I don't play around with the, you know, with the dead. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't want nobody to play around with me, you know, when I'm gone, or somebody that I love, you know what I mean, or care about, regardless of the, you know, the kind of person that they may have been while they was here. But like in the movies, you know what I mean? When you see, you know, a low down, dirty scoundrel type of character, man or woman, child, like even, you know, bringing it, you know, even now, so you can get the point that I'm making with fuck is the little nigga name from Power, you know what I mean? When he was the little motherfucker we loved to hate at the time, you know what I mean? Tyreek, you know what I mean? And he was doing bonehead shit, and he was like, can't wait to, you know what I mean? Some people was so invested in watching his karma play out for some of the stuff that he did, getting his sister killed, etc. And I'm bringing it into to fiction, you know, with the Power series, etc. But it translates to real life as well. We all human. So when you know somebody that's doing some fuck shit or done some fuck shit, or just like a snake in the grass, or move different, did you wrong, did people you love wrong, you know, just always moving sideways with the side eye. You're like, damn, why you take it there? You know what I mean? When they get, you know, the same shit that they gave out, to live by the sword, die by the sword, you know what I mean? You don't be shocked and amazed. You say, oh, all right, cool. What's ironic is in Harlem, and then it's, you know, over there by where the precinct is at, and then, you know what I mean? It's just a lot of things, like I said, that swirl around, how people taking it, you know, how people is viewing it, you know what I'm saying? And the streets is undefeated. You've been hearing that, you know, terminology used, at least I have heard it in a lot of the videos, you know, that I've, you know, peeped out and seen what it's hitting for. I told y'all, I'm in these YouTube, you know, and all these social media platforms, and they're kind of like, you know, checking it out, checking the temperature. Shout out Miss JP. And they are, because the streets don't love nobody, you know what I mean? And even what's considered the total polar opposite of somebody like him, a given person, you know what I mean? You hear Fritz all the time, Harlem, that's real Harlem. And, you know, these people is older, so, you know, I was a kid, had no idea of certain things until you get the, you know, the knowledge, or you become aware as you get older. But you hear giving and never was flashy, or you hear, you know, his man, rich, you know what I mean? Always willing to give, and people be like, that's the spread love way, as opposed to somebody that get the bag or has the bag, or they some stingy, cringy ass nigga, you know, you want to steal Christmas ass nigga, like, you know what I mean? You never give, you never do nothing, you just take, and you a piece of shit ass nigga. So it's like, y'all not the same, even though y'all on the streets doing the same shit, you know what I mean? Still contributing to the destruction of the community. Let's keep it a buck. But the intentions and how you move is totally different. So it's received and it's accepted a little bit different, whether right or wrong. So you could get it when somebody say, nah, fuck that. You know what I mean? They got what they done. And then you hear people, even though this is kind of used a little bit as well, when people like, oh, this one gonna hurt, you know, this one really hurts. People would express those type of feelings and emotions, you know, or those thoughts for different people because of the way they were and how they was maybe with them, or how they affected other people on a larger scale, as opposed to a person that, you know, nobody really vibe with, or every time you know, the vibe with them is not right. You know what I mean? It's always like, damn, he did me dirty. I think it was like the Jeffersons, or maybe it was the Jamie Foxx show, one of them sitcoms where somebody had died, and, you know, a couple of people came to the funeral, and they was reading all the thoughts and all that, and every thought, it was funny because they were saying some bad shit about the person that was dead. You know what I mean? And that's real talk. You know what I mean? Even though the person that's deceased, that's why you won't hear me do it, they still got a family. They still got loved ones that, again, regardless of the life that they live, have people that go through hurt. So, you know, it's, you know, I don't know if it's a win. I'll just say that, excuse me. I'll just say that, you know, now that, you know, I guess has come 360, if you will, to, you know, for a lack of a better term, peace, you know, peace of mind, you know what I mean? Because, this stuff been lingering on. And, again, when you come home and you push it in people's face and, people are still alive. I remember, being, an adolescent, going to school. Like I told y'all in the other video, this is, it impacts me and impacts people from Harlem. And then again, it stretches way beyond that. This is the story and everything that went, into this is big. That's why they made a movie about it. And again, it was watered down according to the people that really lived this. So when you say, damn, all these years later, this shit is just unreal that you see it one way and then now fast forward, you come outside at 3 a.m, go get some cigarettes and, oh shit, this nigga coming down the block playing the music mad loud like it's nothing, like, like just moving the way he been moving. And I guess staying true to himself. Like over here on PopaVisT TV is full transparency. So I don't got to pretend and be nobody else. So when you see me, it's like, oh, nah, he thought he was acting, thought he was going to put the voice on. Like, nah, this is who I am. So that is, you don't got to live a double life. So maybe he just stick true to who he was and like, fuck it, it is what it is. And that's that, And he been that type of person. So if that's how he wanted to go out, then cool, It is what it is, But the thing is, if you did it different, would it have been like this? Do it matter? I think it does matter. Again, like when you've done wrong and you still alive with a purpose and you got a chance to right it, if you can. Some shit you just can and you will go to the grave like, damn, I wish I went and did that. I wish it didn't transpire like that. May the Most High have mercy on me, and the dumb shit that I did then, even though it's in the future. But karma is undefeated as well, just like the streets. And the streets don't love nobody. Again, whether you a giving person or you a scumbag, stingy ass nigga, you still gonna get what the streets have to offer. And that's really nothing. That's prison, death, People, that you love gone, betrayal, all the shit that you see in the movies. That shit is based off the real life, like in the real life. So, again, I wasn't invested where I was like, yay, doing the Harlem Shake and all that, because I don't judge people. Even I know people do look at people with the side eye. When they was like he was at the Jim Jones party, and you see the video with the cake being thrown in the guy's face or whatever, whether he knew him or didn't know him. And then you got the other channels, bragging and boasting about wait till he really get in this groove, and like the shit is cool. And it's really not. And again, it's all about, they say it's not what you do, it's how you do, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. Again, this person that, supposed to be fucking the joints on camera and putting it at the rooftop and, like, you already know, Y'all seen the movie, niggas get killed every day, right? They're like, you strong, right, B? You could take it, And, and the legend goes on and on and on and on, whether exaggerated or not. This is what it is. So, again, watch how you move, be respectful, be, be courteous. That's my advice. And, keep it tall, keep it a buck, be authentic with yourself, number one, first, so that you don't gotta fake the funk with nobody else. Like Ho says, you can lie to yourself, but you can't lie to me. And I'm gonna end with this shit. Like, this is a great fire reference. Like, money talk, bullshit walk, so I drive around. It costs to be the boss on this side of town. It's rules and regulations, fools getting down. First rule, you get pinched, don't make a sound. Clockwork, now you in the mix of things. Chips like mountain sips. Like Polar Springs and all that other fly shit. That's a great fire reference. Clockwork. And it's the truth. Like, it's, bullshit gonna be out here. So sometimes you do gotta bob and weave and move it around. And you gotta stay solid and stay on your square. If you stand up. And if you not stand up, you definitely should be striving to be stand up. So your track record could be intact and your integrity could be intact. You already know what it is. This is your boy PopaVisT. You was just tuned in. PopaVisT TV. That's my show. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, because we honor up that feeling back up in here on his birthday weekend. Yeah, kid.